how he's got the fat body.
I want to touch it.
We'll have an opportunity when I'm done to touch more. I've got more snake skin than this too. So, timber rattlesnakes are really neat-looking animals. Now, say I'm walking down the trail. Walking down the trail, la 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 la, and I hear. And I stop and look. It's a timber rattlesnake. What's the first thing I'm gonna do?
Back away.
Who said that? Back away? I don't think so. No. What do you think the first thing I'm gonna do is?
Scream and pick up a rock and throw it at
Oh, I don't know about that. This is a national park. This is where the snake lives. This is its home. And you're a visitor. They're all protected. That's why I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to do is, oh, you know it. I'm taking a picture because all my friends are going to see the rattlesnake I saw in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's going on Facebook. I'll tell you that right now. But then I'm going to stop. And I'm going to look around. And I'm going to look around because when you see one rattlesnake, there could be more. Rattlesnakes do hibernate. And they go into these dens with a whole bunch of other rattlesnakes. And they're not real picky who they sleep with. So they will also sleep with copperheads, the other poisonous snake in the park. And they get in these dens in these big balls, a big bundle of snakes, and it's always churning and wreathing. And what they're doing is taking turns on who's the snake in the inside and who's the snake on the outside for heat. So to keep the heat of the whole bunch, they're always churning and moving. But because of that, if you're in an area near a den, there's probably going to be, especially this time of year when they're going down, there's going to be lots of timber rattlesnakes right in that area. And if you happen to be near that den in the spring, when those rattlesnakes are all getting up, there's going to be rattlesnakes all over the place. And the females that are going to have babies, those rattlesnakes stay near the den all summer. And when they have their babies, they usually have 17 to 19 live births called neonates. Each one is a foot long. Each one has one rattle, they call it a button. Each one has fangs, and each one has venom. And they stay with mama for up to 2 weeks. So if those babies were born, and you're looking at mama, you could be standing right in the middle of 20 poisonous snakes. That's not any fun. I said that they have 17 to 19 live births. Is there anything you find unusual about that statement? What's odd about that? What's odd about a snake having live babies? Yeah.
I think usually some snakes have like more than 17 or 19.
Oh, that could be true.
Usually they give over eggs.
Ah, there you go. Most reptiles lay eggs, but not timber rattlesnakes. Those reptiles actually have live birth. Now, one of the things you want to be careful of with timber rattlesnakes is they are masters of disguise. They blend in real well. Most people don't see them, but they walk by them all the time. But they're just sitting there on the side, blending in, watching you. You know, they don't have eyelids, so they're staring all the time. They're watching you. And they like to lie behind rocks or fallen logs. They look for linear surfaces to go behind. So, and the reason they do that is they're not called, the black bear is an opportunistic hunter, no plan. Timber rattlesnakes are called sedentary hunters. Sedentary means they sit in one place and wait for a small mammal to go by. And the best place to wait is next to a fallen log. Because think about it. A fallen log in the forest is like the interstate highway system of the woods. Because if you're a little critter and you want to get from A to B in the woods, you can either go around and over and under all the different obstacles in the forest, or you can find a fallen log and run right along the top of it, or right along the side of it. Timber rattlesnakes know that, so they sit and they wait for their prey to come, and then they strike and eat it. So, if you're hiking, you probably want to be careful about stepping over logs or big rocks. So you want to look for that. You want to wear good shoes. In the summer, these animals can be nocturnal, so you want to carry a flashlight if you're out at night looking for snakes. Now, if you ever did get bit, over half the time, they do not envenomate. And when they do envenomate, it's very rare that it would actually kill you. So don't get panicked and freaked out, just calmly make your way to a medical facility.
Calmly, I just gotta make your way to the hospital.
I can tell you that timber rattlesnakes have been known to bite and envenomate after they're dead, reflexively. In fact, they've been known where you could cut its head off, and the head, severed from the body, can still bite and envenomate.
Oh my god.
And remember, this is where they live. This is their home. So you would never want to harm a timber rattlesnake. So if you ever got bit, my goodness, don't come to me with a dead rattlesnake that could still bite me and say, this is what got me. And the treatment for snake bite in the United States is exactly the same, no matter what type of snake bites you, no matter where you are in the country. So, you don't want to go to the hospital carrying a dead snake that could bite everyone in the hospital either. So just leave the snake alone and... Hey, let me tell you a little story about rattlesnakes and hiking. I was hiking with my wife. We went up Gregory Bald. Gregory Bald is near Cades Cove. Have any of you been to Cades Cove?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice there. It's sort of a hard hike. It's 5 miles each way. So of course the first 5 miles is uphill the whole way. And it's a bald, which means there's very few trees. There's azalea bushes, but very few trees. But there's a few. And we went up there, we had lunch, we took a nap underneath one of the few trees. And I got up, and I mean, as close as we are, I mean 5-6 feet, there, coiled up, was that big, daddy timber rattlesnake. He had his head up, and he was staring at me. We were looking at each other eye to eye. And I'm telling you, some people say you can't communicate with animals. But that snake and I were communicating. And I knew exactly what he was thinking. What he was thinking was, all right, big boy, one of us is going to be staying right here and relaxing. And the other one of us is going to be getting out of here pronto, right now. And we both know who's who. And we did. So, we're ready to get out of there. And now, hiking trails in the park are maintained at 18 inches. That's a standard, that's how we maintain them, unless it's a horse trail. And Gregory Bald is a grassy bald, so it's really tall grass, like knee-high. So that means the grass sort of falls over the trail. So you can't really see, you know where the trail is, because that's where the grass is falling over. But you can't really see it, so when you're hiking, you're sort of brushing the grass away with your shins. And my wife decided that for the rest of the day, I'm going to be the first one in line. Because
Again.
I guess if someone's going to step on a rattlesnake, I may as well. Me.
Again.
So, let's talk about yellow jacket wasps.
You have a dead one?
I do have some dead ones. I'll show you later. I love insects. Insects are so cool because people and bears and snakes, we are all born the same shape we're going to be all our lives, just smaller. But insects, as you know, go through different stages in their life. Because they start with an egg, and the egg hatches into a larva, and then the larva makes itself into a what is it called? Like a cocoon or a chrysalis, and of course that metamorphs into the final life. Wait a minute. You know what I'm going to do? I love these things so much. I'm going to tell you the whole life story of yellow-jacket wasps. Oh, you're going to like this. So, say it's early spring. And you're walking around and there's one single yellow-jacket wasp. If that ever happens to you, I want you to be very nice to that yellow-jacket. Because not yet, but eventually, she's going to be royalty. The reason you saw her so early in the spring is she was probably sound asleep underneath a little leaf, piece of bark on the forest floor, sleeping, and you probably disturbed her. She got up, flew around a little bit, looking for something to do, and said, "Oh, it's way too early to get up." As soon as you left, she went back to sleep under that leaf. But later, around the end of April, she got up for the year. Now, she's got a lot of work to do. First, she's got to find a place to start building